Athletes with the weirdest careers, Jimmy Graham. You'll frequently hear announcers comment that a tight end used to be a basketball player. Well, Jimmy Graham was only a basketball player and not a football player at all at first. He attended the University of Miami on a basketball scholarship where he played for 4 seasons. He graduated but wanted to go to grad school and had a year of eligibility left for sports, so the 6'6" Graham decided to play football. He hadn't played football since freshman year of high school and had to learn the basics of where to line up. In his 1 season, he ended up getting some playing time and finished the year with 17 catches. Despite barely playing and only having a few catches, NFL scouts were enamored with Jimmy Graham, mostly because he was 6'6", 260 pounds, and ran a 4.53 40. Graham gets drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the 3rd round and is a 24-year-old rookie. His rookie year, he's playing behind Jeremy Shockey, but his 2nd year in the NFL, he becomes an absolute superstar. He finishes with 99 catches, 1,300 yards, and 11 touchdowns, and continues to put up ridiculous numbers in his next few seasons. He's a bona fide superstar, but contract negotiations get dicey, where Jimmy wanted to be paid as a wide receiver, but he's franchise tagged as a tight end. Then a shocking trade happens where he goes to Seattle in exchange for Max Unger and a 1st-round pick. You have to remember, at the time, this felt like an insane trade for Seattle. The Legion of Boom defense, Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch now get Jimmy Graham. It was going to be a dynasty. Except going from Drew Brees and Sean Payton's offense to Pete Carroll's system wasn't the best fit for Jimmy, who wasn't a really good blocker. He also tore a patella at the end of his 1st year in Seattle, which seemed to have a lasting impact on the rest of his career, as well as back spasms. It's not to say he was bad in Seattle. He still made 2 Pro Bowls in 3 years. He was a good player, but his numbers were down, and he was not the same game-wrecking player he once was. He then went to Green Bay on a 3-year, $30 million deal, but his numbers continued to decline. His last few years in the league with Chicago and then New Orleans again, he could still be a good red zone threat, but he really lost all his athleticism. He retired after last season. The beginning of his NFL career, prime Jimmy Graham, he was on a Hall of Fame track. He was that good. Oh, and guess what? This July, Jimmy Graham will be going on a 2 to 3 week rowing expedition from Norway to the North Pole.